Hello, this is Ms. Gibson. Welcome to 4th grade writing workshop. We are going to be working on our correspondence letter. This is the writing assignment for Module 6 in our Into Reading program. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we need to do is review the steps of breaking down the prompt. So the first thing we do is underline the prompt. This is the what you have to write about. Secondly, we circle all signal words. This is the how you're supposed to write about the topic. Next, we turn the topic into a question, keeping the signal words in mind. Number 4, create 3 complete thought answers to the questions you created. And number 5, choose the one that you think most answers the question to create a thesis statement. Today, we are going to be focusing on steps number 1, 2, and 3. So let's go ahead and look at our writing prompt and work on steps number 1 and 2. So, looking at our writing prompt, it is a letter. Read the following sentence. Earth's natural wonders can teach us a great deal. Think about an animal who is either going into extinction or needing our help and support. Write a letter to an expert in that field of study asking for more information. Use formal language and show that you already have some knowledge of your topic. So what we're going to do is we are going to circle what it is that we are writing about. What is the task that we're asked to write? So I'm going to circle letter at the top. It's writing prompt, it's a letter. Next, again here it says write a letter to an expert. So we are definitely going to be writing a letter. Now, what is it that we have to write about? We're going to underline that stuff. So here it says, think about an animal who is either going into extinction or needing our help and support. We also need to ask for more information. Okay. We need to use formal language, and we need to have some knowledge of our topic. Now, who are we writing this to? We're writing it to an expert in that field of study. So, this is what our writing prompt is entailing. We are going to be writing about an animal who's going into extinction or needing our help, writing to an expert in that field of study, asking them for more information, using some of the knowledge that we already know about this, so we need to do some research first, and we are going to be using formal language. So making sure that we are writing to somebody that is a business person. We are not writing to a friend, so we're not using language like LOL and yo, what's up. We need to use formal language in our letter. Okay, and after we break down our prompt, we are going to go into our writing assignment. So our pre-writing to choosing a topic is where you will find this assignment in Canvas, under writing, obviously. Our learning target, I am learning to use the pre-writing strategies to plan writing, which is what we're doing now. Success criteria, I can prove my learning by conducting research, choosing my topic, and turning it into 3 possible questions. I'm going to model for you right now how to do that. This video right here will be replaced with the one that I'm making right now. So for this practice, this is where you find all the directions. Remember where you need to do your Canvas assignment. So here is the writing prompt, and number 3 is where we're at right now. Conduct research by taking notes in your ISN. Choose a topic, create 3 possible questions in your ISN. Use the website from World Wildlife by clicking on this link. I have used my ISN. My ISN is a digital ISN right now because I am using a Google Doc for this easy, so that I'm easily able to share that with you. So I'm going to click on this website, Wild Wildlife, and this is going to take me to the species directory. So if you notice, let's see if I can make this bigger. Okay, I can't make this bigger, but if you notice, if I go down to the bottom here, there's more than one page. There's 2 pages. starts off with critically endangered on the first page, and then endangered, then vulnerable, and then near threatened and least concerned. I would not choose one from the least concerned. You can choose the nearly threatened, the vulnerable. I'm going to choose one from the vulnerable right now, or the endangered, or the extremely endangered species. So I'm going to choose the hippopotamus, and if I go to the hippopotamus, I'm going to scroll down and read all about the hippopotamus. So there's a link here about a hippopotamus. I can click on that and read about that. Right now I'm just going to read here. The hippopotamus is also known as the river horse. And I've read this paragraph, and I've come up with some notes on what I thought was important in this paragraph, and I jotted them down here. So the hippopotamus, it's a river horse. It's at danger for becoming extinct due to habitat loss. I didn't get a whole lot of information on the leather turtle, on the hippopotamus. So what I did is I hit my back button, and I went to the next one, which was Leatherback Turtle, to see how are they all set up. And if I look at Leatherback Turtle, I can see that there's a lot more tabs right here than there was for the hippopotamus. So as I read through the facts of the Leatherback Turtle, I came up with the fact that they're the largest sea turtle, and they eat an abundance of jellyfish every summer and fall. They pretty much live everywhere, like the Atlantic and the Pacific Oceans. They migrate from nesting beaches in the Coral Triangle all the way to California coast. You hear about Save the Turtles all the time. Well, this is part of that Save the Turtles movement that's going on. So, it says even though their distribution is wide, they are in serious jeopardy of they're on the vulnerable list, because if I go up here, what are their threats? Okay, so the threats are that they're being fisheries, they're getting caught in the nets of fishermen, which is what fishery bycatch means. They're losing their habitat, and they're being over-harvested by illegal trade. Here it says egg collection on many nesting beaches is a very serious threat, especially in Southeast Asia, where a culture of legal egg collection leads to the removal of tens of thousands of eggs. So in my notes, I wrote all these notes down, and I have a question, and that is, why is it legal in Southeast Asia to harvest the eggs if they are endangered, or if they are vulnerable? They're not really endangered yet, but they could be vulnerable to becoming extinct. Okay, so they're vulnerable to becoming extinct, so why are we still harvesting them in Southeast Asia? Why are they allowing that to go on? Okay, so as I go on, I can read more about eliminating bycatch, protecting marine turtle habitat. So these are things that we can do. This is how you can, this is what is WWF doing? Well, they're eliminating bycatch. Let's see how they're doing that. It talks about them using a special fishing hook. They created a special fishing hook that's a circle hook so that it doesn't catch the turtles. My question here was, how effective are the fish hooks at decreasing the number of turtles caught by fishermen? They're not really meaning to catch these turtles, but they are. That's what fishing bycatch means. Okay, so now if I continue to read on, okay, satellite telemetry allows researchers to track mammals as they swim from place to place. These satellite tags do not harm the turtles in any way and are designed to eventually fall off. The data will tell us where important feeding areas are, help us understand migration patterns, and anticipate where turtles may come in contact with fisheries in their gear. More than 20 leatherbacks have been fitted with transmitters to analyze the migratory routes in the Atlantic Ocean and hopefully reduce bycatch mortalities. So I'm wondering why have only 20 leatherbacks been tagged? Why haven't we tagged more leatherbacks? Why haven't we tagged more turtles for tracking? It states we have only tracked 20. Okay. And there's more information in here that I could gather, but this is a great start for now. So another thing I wanted to make note of here that I will probably add in my writing later is that the plastic plastic bags, like the shopping bags, are being mistaken by the turtles as jellyfish, and this causes them to die when they eat them. How can we eliminate more plastic bags? Can we get laws passed to only use reusable bags? Grocery bags? It's kind of like in the grocery store. So these are some questions that I came up with, which are some really good questions on, what can we do to help these leatherback turtles? Okay, so what you are going to do is you are going to go to this website, and you're going to research 3 different animals. Some of them you're going to find a lot of information on. Some of them you are not going to find a lot of information on. One other thing I wanted to point out is that in a lot of these, now I didn't find this in my leatherback turtle, and if I go back to the leatherback turtle and I scroll down to the bottom, I didn't find this there, but I did find here where it says contact. And if I hit contact, it gives me a whole list of people that I can contact. Experts, that's what I hit. Experts. Contact the experts, and it gives me a list of experts that I could possibly contact for more information. Here's some on the oceans. I bet you they would know more about the leatherback turtles. And some of these I went into, such as, let's look at the black rhino. When I scroll down to the bottom of the black rhino, I see there's a separate section just for experts, and this is one of the experts that you could write to. So we are writing to real people here. So make sure you do your research well, and mark done when you are finished with this assignment. Make sure you keep these notes in your ISN.